It's all an illusion, folks. The Jim and Terry Show, we're not really here. We are AI substituted. I won't tell you when we were replaced by AI.
You should see the body I made myself. Take a look at this thing. Hey, whoa, look at that.
Oh, you're in the Abercrombie and Fitch commercial. You're the topless guy with a 6 or 12 pack. I don't know what you're carrying these days. Yeah, we were just talking about, have you heard, and this is a case of what you choose to believe. Do you believe statistics, or are you going to fire the Bureau of Labor Statistics because you don't like the numbers? Data, does it prove anything? And whose data do we believe? And we were just scrolling through this. I typed in the question in a search bar, is America doing well after the tariff wars? And the first article from CBC, the U.S. economy is booming despite... What? That's not what I've been hearing. Second article from NPR, which is a left side of public broadcasting in the States. As Trump tariffs take shape, is America really winning? Well, that's sort of phrasing it as a question so we can investigate and answer it. And then it might seem like Trump is winning his trade war, but, and that's from a website called The Conversation, the U.S. economy grew more than expected from ABC News just a week ago. New York Times, Trump is winning his trade war. New York Times? Trump is winning? What?
Yeah, and it's funny because it makes my prediction of a nation that's going to fall seem way out there. I still believe it. Now, the reason I'm saying that is because you got money's going to come in if you're taxing your people an extra $300 billion or $3,000 a year off their household goods. The growth is going to show that that things are thriving. The other thing is prior to all of these tariffs kicking in, people went out and bought pickup trucks because they didn't want to pay an extra 25-35% on those pickup trucks. Yes. So I believe those statistics when it says it's thriving. What I think is going to happen is it's going to go down like a friggin' lead anvil into an ocean once people realize everything else now is going to cost us more, everything. And they're laying off more and more people. How could it be up? It said it was up 14,000 jobs. Well, we know he's let go more than 14,000 people.
Oh, we're talking tens of thousands
of people. So I don't think anybody's lying in this, on.
So those various headlines that we read were just various takes on the same phenomenon.
You're probably going to find, but economists say within a year this is going to change, or within a year that's going to change. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Because it was just like the job thing. It got knocked down from 200,000 down to 14,000 people had jobs. It got knocked down because that department, a lot of the workers were let go.
Bureau of Labor Statistics.
And they couldn't do the statistics as accurate. They still did it accurately, but say they usually at this time of year would have done 70,000 companies. This time they only did 30 because they don't have the work staff anymore because it was let go. So now when it's adjusted, you see this huge adjustment, which is the adjustment is real after they get finished getting through the other.
Okay, but wasn't it Scott Bessent or was it the other spokesperson, the fellow who comes out with the glasses and always smiles a lot and makes everything's rosy, who said that that's the evidence of tampering. Remember, Trump said rigged. The statistics were rigged in favor of Harris, rigged before the election. Okay, are they still being rigged would be my question.
Well, what's going to happen is he's going to be replacing that person. So he's going to be replacing them. And that person, if they want to keep their job, better make sure that instead of 14,000 jobs came in, 150,000 came in.
That's right. And it's a plus, not a deficit.
America's done. It's done. The truth is never going to come out anymore until a complete revolution, and I don't know what that revolution would do to the whole world.
Okay, in the book my latest book for summer reads was this one, I'm going to call it The Death of Expertise, but I don't know if that's the real title. But it's talking about people who did not believe government statistics ever.
Yeah.
And these are people who used to be fairly marginal on the right side of things, who used to say, can't trust the government because the government is corrupt. the government is the swamp. Okay, so we've had 4 years of Trump 1. We got 9 months of Trump 2. Can we trust the government any more or less? And that's gets a whole discussion of what is civil service. Civil service are government employees, regardless of who is president or prime minister, regardless of which party is in power. Institutions carry on because they are the worker ants, the worker bees who gather the statistics, gather the data, who make the payments to the poor, who send out the checks from the government, who inspect and file paperwork. Those are the worker bees and worker ants. They've always been there, but now we're going to say that their work is rigged?
Well, yeah, and you just won't hear statistics. It'll
No.
be Trump standing at a mic saying, the unbelievable record, there is no inflation, but the poor who feel the inflation, they're going to be saying, there is no inflation, there is no inflation. What kind of a loser am I can't even buy enough food for my house because of inflation. And then the workers on, the statistics are going to make companies, they're not going to get the statistic. They're not going to know what to do about hiring, firing people, promoting people, making room for other people. All of that is rides on statistics from the government, which is should be biased and not biased, you know what I'm saying?
Unbiased.
Unbiased, should be unbiased in order for the country to function properly. The statistics that came in about the job, I just explained it. A 10-year-old could figure that out. They couldn't do the job, quite frankly. That's a fact. You don't fire the head of that. It's because they don't have enough people to do the job because Trump let them all go. So what you got to do now, if you want proper statistics, is hire that amount of people back again so that they can do it. And he ain't going to do it because he just wants to make the numbers be what he says.
Right.
Remember, here's a guy that said that your medicine is going to be reduced by 1,500%.
That was last week.
So the government's going to be paying you a fortune to take your blood pressure pills. Isn't that wonderful? Or your insulin. Isn't that wonderful?
The government's going to pay you to take those.
Yeah. So that's but that's Trump.
Yep.
We're going to reduce it 500%. You can't reduce it below 100%. And somebody's got to make money somewhere here.
So I guess for me, it's hard for me to understand. The government collects the data from businesses. Mm-hmm. They're not public businesses. From private enterprise collects the data. You fill out the forms. We see how many employees you got. We see how many were new employees, how many are old, what the wages are, what benefits you're paying. We get that from private businesses. Private businesses will get their finger on the pulse of the nation, regardless of the collection of those statistics, and they will know. And I've always said this about everything in life: vote with your feet. If you don't see people building and, what do they call it, repatriatizing, whatever the word is that means you bring the industries back. If you don't see that, then that's your sense that things are not going well. If you see Ford laying off, if you see Tesla going south, if you see anybody relocating because of current economic policies.
Well, let's just take one of them
just
for
watch.
fun, because now Apple has dished out $600 billion, plus given him a gold block with some wound circle on it. So that gold block is
It's his new CD player.
Yeah, it's there. Okay, so let's say they build. They don't build any more in China. None. How much do you think your phone's going to cost? Your new iPhone's going to cost you $5,000, $6,000, because I'm going to probably turn away from Apple in my next setting up of my world. Even my computer.
I tried to warn you, my friends.
Yeah, I know. I'll just because of Apple bending over and kissing his butt.
Yeah.
I don't want to be a part of that anymore.
Vote with your feet.
Yeah,
There
because
you go.
number one, I don't believe Apple's being truthful. I don't believe they're going to build a $600 billion plant. I don't believe that's going to happen. But if they did, if everything's truthful, your computer, all you got now, all your upgrade, everything's going to be a fortune. Nobody's going to be able to buy it. And then they're going to go to offshore stuff. It's just the way it is. And what's the use of having a $6 billion plant somewhere? And if it's just being automated by automated machines, they're not going to be hiring workers, and those workers aren't going to be able to buy their own product. It just, I don't know if why other people can't see it.
Blindness is a strange thing. It's like selective hearing.
Well, and
we
before we-
want to see only the things that we want to see, hear only the things we want to hear.
We got one more, Terry. We have to squeeze in maybe another show.
Okay, we'll leave it for another show. The Jim and Terry Show, pondering things about inflation and statistics. And if you fire the chief of the Bureau of Labor Statistics and you put in your own, rah, Trump team,
Yeah.
what statistics are you going to get?
You're not going to get any. Not
Jim and
truthful.
Terry Show, wondering about all these things. Have you heard? Bye-bye for now.
Bye.
Carry this load no more. I don't wanna carry this load. Though the sweat of my brow and the toil of my hands has got me so far into this promised land.